Al Hernandez here with Rascals starting left fielder Fred Ford. Thanks for taking the time to talk with us.
Hey, anytime.
Yesterday you had your first big game of the year, a couple of hits, an RBI triple. How are you feeling at the plate?
Feeling good. You know, I think early on this team understands how kind of talented we are up and down the lineup, but I think we've got a case of some of us trying to do too much and tried to just settle in and get a pitches, through my bats last night that I could handle and drive, and going up there with a solid approach and not trying to do too much.
Touched on it, how the offense is considered to be one of the best in the league coming into this season. They were one of the best in the league last year, and then they made big additions like yourself, bringing back Canella. But they have gotten off to a slow start. Have you guys been able to stay relaxed, or are you starting to press? It's only been 4 games.
Yeah, I would say we're definitely staying relaxed. You know, we're coming out here for stretch today on a bit of a rainy, overcast, ugly afternoon, and guys are joking around, laughing, and Steve does a good job with that too, just encouraging us to stay up. It's early on. I know a lot of guys, myself included, there's some bats you go up there and you still feel out of sync, but I don't even think we've got 30 or 40 under our belt yet, so it's still early. We recognize what we've got in the clubhouse and in the dugout, and I think that by no means is anyone hitting the panic button.
Some hitting instructors believe that it takes time. You just let guys do their thing. Some are constantly making adjustments through the first 4 games. How has Eric Williams been as a hitting coach?
He's been great, man. He's been great. He's a guy that he doesn't have one set way of how he does business. You know, he tailors it to the guy. You know, he's not going to have me hit the same way that maybe he would talk to Hector, and he really tries to get feedback from us on how we're feeling, on what we're thinking and what's going through our thought process. And he's not a guy who's going to come at you and overcoach you with a bunch of stuff, but if you got questions, he's somebody that you can definitely go to. He's done very well.
Williams, along with manager Steve Brook, have each sung your praises before the season even started, saying what a big addition you were to this team. What's it mean to you to have the confidence of the coaching staff before you even step onto the field for Game 1?
Yeah, that's big. As a player, you can go out there and play with some freedom. Go out there and just play hard and let your skill and the things that you have to offer, just let them play out and just try and play the game the right way. I'm happy to be here, happy to be back home, and I know my family is too, being able to catch some of the games, and so it's been great. We've got confidence in our coaches, and I know they've got confidence in 1 through 9. And all the way down the roster, for that matter, and all of our guys. So it makes our job easier, and I think as a manager and as a hitting coach, it's got to make their job easier when they know they got guys that can go out and they don't have to worry about what they're doing. They can just take care of their business. So it makes our job a lot easier.
You mentioned you're playing back home. You're from the St. Peter, St. Charles area. You attended Jefferson College. You were even drafted by the Kansas City Royals organization. What's it mean to you to be able to play close to home, and did that factor into you ending up here with the Rascals?
It did. I'd be lying if it said it didn't. I still have the opportunity to stay in my own home every night, and that's something that, as I know from playing some years of minor league ball, is a huge blessing that goes unnoticed for a lot of these guys that are far away from home. And it's been good. I'm more excited really for my family. A lot of them have spent the last couple of years following through a computer or through a phone and trying to keep up that way. And it's been nice that I can tell them, hey, come on out to the ballpark, catch a game. A lot of them haven't seen me play since college or maybe in high school, so. It's been really cool. It's been more of a blessing for me to see how happy it makes my family than it is to be able to play at home. So it's definitely been something to look forward to.
I'm sure you've been utilizing all those passes that you're allotted before each game.
Oh yeah, definitely. The list is full. Even coming down here to Southern, had my grandparents and an uncle and a cousin in the stands, and we got some more family coming tonight. So.
Here in Southern Illinois, it's a turf field. What are some of the differences between playing on natural grass and natural surfaces to playing here on turf?
I think the turf, it benefits, and there are some things that are downsides to it, but for the most part, it's all good stuff. You get days like today where it's a little bit rainy, a little drizzly, and the surface tends to be maybe a little bit more wet than a dirt infield would be, or it plays in a little bit with your sliding. You got to gauge how early you slide, really. But for the most part, the turf, I think, is a good thing for outfielders and infielders. You get a truer hop. You can plan for, how the field's going to play every single day. It's a big yard, and it plays pretty big, and there's a lot of ground for us to cover out in the outfield. But I feel great with whoever we got out there.
Playing back at TR Hughes Ballpark, I've noticed for a few different fielders on the left side of the field having to battle that sun. You seem to be one of those fielders that's always constantly putting up with the sun, but you've been able to make some adjustments. How do you sort of combat that when you're staring into the sun for the first 3 or so innings?
It's easy. I think a lot of times our players should get out there and see that they got something that's going to distract them, like maybe the sun or the lights or whatever. And you can either, make an excuse about it and let it affect your game, or you just hang with it. It's the same for you as it is for the other team. And I know even the left side of our infield, Ard and J-Mo, they struggle with it sometimes too on those high choppers. And it's just something you got to deal with. But, you do the best you can. And guys know, as long as they know you're out there giving it your best effort and you're standing behind your pitchers no matter what, you're just kind of battling, and then we can live with it.
No sun here in Marion, Illinois today. Lots of sun, or lots of clouds, lots of rain. On a chilly day like this, how do you stay warm when you're just hanging out in left field for so many innings?
Yeah, you got to keep moving. It's a lot easier to run and back up your bases now on days like this because it keeps the legs moving, and you kind of you bundle up, you bear with it. But kind of the same thing with the sun. It's raining just as much on the other team as it is for us, and it's more of a battle to stay concentrated and focused, and if you can beat that, then the weather won't affect you too much.
Fred Ford, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time.
Hey, anytime. Thank you.